welcome back to this Rift Let's Play. You're Sambo, Seraphis, and joining us as always is Tallahassee the Friendly. How are you this evening, my good friend?
Not quite dead.
Not quite. So you're friendly but ill. Would that be an accurate summary?
Contagious is the word I'd use.
Oh, contagious as well. Okay, look, you've been sick, by the way, and I'm talking about your health. You've been sick for a while. I mean, I know it's winter time here in Australia and it's freezing cold in Melbourne, but you've actually gone and got yourself some pretty nasty stuff, haven't you? I mean, you haven't just got a common cold.
No, I have pneumonia now.
Wait a minute. This progressed from a sore throat to snivels to a cold to bronchitis, I think you had last time we spoke to you, to pneumonia. Really, pneumonia? People die of pneumonia, man.
I know. Thousands of people every year.
Have you been to the hospital?
Go me. No, I've been to the doctors. I've had penicillin injection and I'm on strong antibiotics now.
What do you think about this, Seraphis? Yeah, she's very upset, you can tell there, because of course, not only did you said no to her hand in marriage. Let's not forget that, by the way. Don't think I'm ever going to forget that. That's like a scar. That's an emotional scar that Seraphis is going to carry to the grave. But now you've gone and got bronchitis. What if you're not around? Good Lord. So anyway, you've got antibiotics, so what, they're nuking it out of your system. That can't be good for you either, though.
No, well, I'm not really leaving the house much at the moment anyway, so...
Oh dear. Well, I do know that everyone who knew you were sick last time sent you get well wishes, so send some more please, folks. Wish Tallahassee a speedy recovery, because pneumonia, you know what's amazing to me is that in this day and age, I mean, we're in 2012, for goodness sake, to me pneumonia seems or sounds like something that should exist in the dark ages, like in the middle ages, you know, not now. It's kind of like the Black Plague or something. I don't know, it just seems incredible to me. Anyway, mate, very sorry, and thank you for joining us in your state, and we all of course hope that you get better. Now, speaking of people who are sick, I think that people who live in Sydney are sick, and we're joined by one. Dub, how are you, sir?
Hello. I was just going to say it's probably that mouldy Melbourne air that's making him sick.
Oh, he couldn't resist getting a dig in there. By the way, it's nice to see you. Oh, and I'm coming up to see you. Well, I'm going to be in your town in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm not happy about that, by the way. I've managed to avoid trips to Sydney for a good few weeks now, and I have to come up in a couple of weeks' time. So please turn on the nice weather. I must say, I won't mind coming up if it's nice and warm. That'll be nice, but that's about the only thing I look forward to. You know what? One of these days, we're going to have to meet up for a cup of coffee or something. What do you reckon?
I reckon so. Sounds good.
Yeah, then we can hurl insults at each other face to face like real men. Right, Tallahassee? That's how it should be.
Well, we can do that now. I mean, this is the internet, but you are standing right next to each other.
That's true. Can I, hang on, is there a slap in this game? Let's try /slap. I do. Oh, so it doesn't actually have an emote. Oh, look at that. He's yawning at me. Good Lord. I must say, Dub, even though you come from Sydney, you are looking dapper. What's that outfit you've got on?
This is the suit that you get in the wedding ceremony, so Tallahassee's got that to look forward to. Yeah,
I was just going to say, yeah, you have got that to look forward to, because we are getting married. I'm going to be like the crazy girlfriend. You know what I mean? In fact, there's a great... Oh, you... That's his reaction as soon as he finds out that I could be in his future. What does he do? He jumps off the edge of the cliff. It's like, goodbye, cruel world. So you chose to end it rather than endure any longer, did you?
Yes. I thought it was the best option.
Okay, was not expecting that. That's pretty funny, actually. Well done. All right, okay, we'll leave you alone on the marriage front for a while, but I will be back. I will be back asking for your hand in marriage. Of course, folks, we're not talking about real life here. We're talking about Seraphis and Tallahassee. But the reason, by the way, we're all gathered here today, speaking of dearly beloved, all gathered here today, Dub, by the way, Dub, when we do get married, would you be our best man? Or actually, no, would you give me away?
Sure.
Yeah,
I think
you can be his maid of honour.
Yeah, Dub saying anything I can do to give you away, I'll gladly participate, and I imagine what you're thinking. But look, the reason we've got you here, and by the way,
anything to dig at Tallahassee.
Well, actually,
thanks,
hang on.
buddy.
That's right.
I feel like I'm being ganged up on here. I think it's me that needs to jump off the edge of the cliff there. But the reason that we've got Dub here today, and by the way, it's long overdue. We've been dying to have you on the show for a long, long time. And also, you were unable to join us in the 100th. We very much missed you, by the way. We were hoping you'd be able to make it, but you were interstate, I believe.
No, I was into country.
Oh, you're into country?
I was in the land of the sheep. You all had digital ones, but I had real ones.
Whoa, so you went to New Zealand?
Yep,
Whoa.
to visit my grandma.
Oh, that's fantastic. You know what, I haven't been back. That's where I was born, of course, and grew up in New Zealand. Oh, speaking of New Zealand, don't know if you guys heard, they had another earthquake the other day. Oh, my Lord. So glad that I live in Australia now, but best wishes and my love to all of my friends and relatives back in New Zealand. Hope you're okay. Well, I'm glad that you were enjoying the real thing, I guess, but you did miss out on a hoot of a time. Did you manage to catch our episode while you're away?
I sure did. I watched it, got up on it with you.
How
Got
awesome.
very jealous.
Well, how awesome was the sheep run? I mean, that's a sight that you're not going to see every day here in Rift.
It's true. It was obviously a lot more powerful than I am. But
Yeah.
I'm a mage too, so I've got a few tricks.
I see. I see how it is now. What the heck is Tallahassee? You're going to stand there and let this man...
prettier.
You're loving it, aren't you? Here I am thinking Tallahassee will leap to my defence, but no, he's laughing at me basically. What on earth have you... Okay, so I get sheep by Elra, and Dub turns me into, what is this, a shamble... Oh my...
A shamble.
What? Okay, you got to explain this. Is this actually a mage ability? Is this like a crowd control thing or something?
No, this is the new sheep.
Oh. So is it an
We
option?
might talk about it a bit more later.
Okay, alright. Gee, thanks a lot. Let's zoom in and have a look at me. Look, I've never looked more beautiful in my life. Look at me, folks. Actually, you know what? That bears a striking resemblance to me in real life, actually. There you go. Me and my radio face. Well, thank you very much, Dub. It's always a pleasure to have you here, I think, as I get turned into a green slimy thing. But the reason you're here, of course, the astute amongst you guys might notice that half of my skill bar is greyed out. And that's because if we hop into my soul tree here, you can see that Dub has done something very nasty to me. You've reset me, my friend. I've got my original fire spec here, and it is 0 points spent, and I've got my support, my good old Chloromancer, 0 points spent. So on my fire tree here, you just got sick and tired of me not putting points into my tree, didn't you?
Yeah, I've taken away all your toys.
You
You're
have.
in the naughty corner.
You have. You've ripped them all out from under me. And by the way, have you done Tallahassee? Has he done this to you?
No,
Fine.
because I actually use my talents that I get and the points.
You know what? I don't like the direction this episode is going. You know, I mean, nobody ever gangs up on me. You two are the only... Okay, maybe that's not quite true. But anyway, Dub, you're here specifically for two things tonight. One is to help me rebuild my tree, and I believe you've got a couple of nice little new builds that we're going to have a look at. And secondly, though, folks, you might have noticed down the right-hand side here, underneath my mini-map, is something that says Phase 1 Beat the Heat. Now, Tallahassee, if I click on this, what is it that I'm looking at here? I'm assuming it's a world event.
It's the world event, Summerfest.
Oh, of course, Summerfest, right. Here we are wallowing in winter over in Australia, but of course in the rest of the world, well, the northern hemisphere, it's hot, and that's why it's called Beat the Heat. So what's this all about? Because we're going to do this after we've done our soul trees, but can you give us an overview? Is this something that's like an instance, or is it like something that we have to run around do? Like, what is it?
It's a scavenger hunt.
Scavenger hunt? Like a good old scavenger hunt from when we were kids, you mean?
Yeah, and it's in there. It says relax and enjoy the weather. Try your hand at a scavenger hunt, but make sure you wear bug repellent. So I don't know what's going to happen there.
No, no. Well, I am a big bug. Mind you, you guys are repelled by me all the time, so there's no difference there. But okay, well, that's something that we've got to look forward to later on in the episode, because that sounds like a whole bunch of fun. But Dub, look, the reason again that you're here is to help me out with my Pyromancer, and again, thank you very, very much. I understand that you've kind of come up with a bit of a new build for both this and the Chloro. Now, this time, by the way, what we thought we'd do is we'd have Dub speak about these a little bit, and then I'll go away off camera and sort it all out so you guys don't have to see me actually painfully building it, and then we'll come back and we'll go through it once it's actually completed. But just as an overview, starting with the Pyromancer here, you know, I had a pretty fire-based one already, been pretty happy with it, as you may have seen in some of the episodes. I love AoEing everything down, got some nice buffs there. Is there any one or two things that are going to stick out as being, you know, different from the one you're going to give us now, from what I've had before?
For the most part, not really different. It's just a progression of what you had before.
Right.
But if you scroll up 5 rows,
1, 2, 3.
you'll see Pyromancer's armor.
Oh, Pyromancer's armour, yeah. Did I have that before?
You didn't, but I thought as a bit of fun it might be good to put that in. It's something that people don't use at 50, really, in these kind of Pyromancer Warlock builds. But yeah, it's quite good fun if you want to read the tooltip.
Alright, let's see what it says. It's a self-buff, and it grants damaging fire spells, which of course is what I'm going to have copious amounts of, presumably, a 10% chance plus 1% per point spent in this tree above 40. Ooh, I've just read that. Oh, to reset the cooldown of Cinder Burst and allow it to be cast instantly. You know what? Cinder Burst is one of those spells that I always... There it is, folks, by the way. And you can see its cast time is 6 seconds. So it is absolutely huge. It does enormous amounts of damage, but it's so long to cast and it's never up. So this allows it to be reset in terms of its cooldown, allows it to be cast instantly, but it can't happen more than once every 10 seconds. That is fantastic. Okay, I'm definitely going to love that. Thank you very much. That's great. Any other major changes?
Not really. I've gone for a bit more in the Warlock tree than we had before. It's the same. It's actually the same points in Pyromancer that you had before, in just a slightly different configuration.
Right.
And then more points in Warlock, which won't actually give you many more skills that you'll use, but
that sounds dangerous.
Just makes it more powerful.
That sounds dangerous, because it's me, remember. I can hardly remember to hit 1 on the keyboard. But look, just as an overview, by the way, before we go any further with these, if you had to describe a Warlock to anybody, like, and we're talking about the Rift Warlock right here, and compare it to something that everybody knows, so, again, comparing it to something like, WoW or whatever, what sort of a thing is a Warlock? Is it a life-stealing class? Is it a buffing class in Rift? Like, how would you generically describe Warlock?
Well, the Warlock by itself is really a DOTS DPS class.
Right.
And so, it has a number of dots, one of which at high levels makes all the other dots hit even harder.
Ooh, like the sound of that.
And so you basically are just dotting up your enemy, and then they fall over. But how it's actually used in Rift is often as a class that supports another tree. So like with your one that we had, the Warlock makes the Pyromancer more powerful.
Right. Okay, so there's lots of synergy.
It's kind of a hybrid.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Tallahassee, having heard that and thinking about your tree, is there anything like that going on in your stuff, or are your trees pretty like they pretty much stand on their own?
No, I mean, they obviously benefit from other trees around them. I mean, my example is I use Heavy Reaver,
right, which
is a lot of dots, but then it gets supplemented by Champion and Paladin.
Right. Okay. So there's still that interaction between the two. I mean, have you Tallahassee, have you ever rolled a character here on Rift, and we know that you've got a few, which just uses one tree in a roll ever?
On North, who's my 50, I do have a 51 champion, but that's still supplemented by another tree, which is Riftblade, which has got 15 points in it.
Wow. Okay. So it's very rare that you ever stick to just the one, pretty much. I mean, is it possible, Dub, by the way, in terms of the number of points available when you hit max level? I mean, if you were to fill up a tree, well, firstly, is it possible to fill a tree totally full of points? And if so, are there any left over if you hit 50?
Yeah. So they've set it up so that there's always points left over at any level.
Oh, okay.
Except for level 1, I suppose.
Yeah.
But because you can't put more points into a tree than you are that level. So at 30, you can only have 30 points in one tree, but you'll have more points than just 30. So for instance, at the moment, you have 53 points to spend.
Yeah, let's have a look.
And you're level 40.
Yes, that's right.
So you wouldn't be able to put any more points in a single tree than 40, so you're going to have those 13 left over.
Right, okay. It's very clever, isn't it? And of course, we spoke last week, or rather on the 100th episode, Tallahassee, with Dead Simon about that, about the amazing skill of the designers there that have gone into this soul tree system. It just makes it so flexible. All right, well, look, the other thing, of course, that we're hopefully going to do as well is the Chloromancer tree here, Dub, and I've named that, or rather, Tallahassee named that back in the day, Support Battery, because it was kind of a mix between heals and buffs and things to support my fellows. With the Chloromancer, if we're going to have a look at that as well, again in a nutshell, what sort of gameplay style have you got in mind for the Chloro tree? Is it going to be a pure heals thing? Is it going to be mainly support? Is it going to be a hybrid of the both? What have you got planned?
Yeah, I've gone probably more of a heal heavy spec than Tallahassee made before.
Sure.
And yeah, so basically Chloromancer is you deal damage, and the damage that you deal gets converted into heals.
Right, that's right. That brings back memories. Of course, we were doing a lot of... In fact, I think we were running instances with you guys, with Seraphim back then, and I was doing some heals, actually, coming in, and I remember that. Now, gosh, it's been a while, hasn't it, Tallahassee, since we've actually run with that build, because I've been loving the fire so much. All right, well, look, tell you what we might do, folks, is we'll pop off and go and sort that out, so you don't, like I said before, you don't have to sit through all of that. We'll come back and take a look at it once it's all sorted, and that's going to be really exciting. Not that we're probably going to get to use it this week, because we're going to roll on and do the scavenger hunt. Actually, Tallahassee, does the scavenger hunt stuff require any combat, or is it more trying to find things and click on them?
Don't know, I haven't done it yet, so it's going to be interesting.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely. Oh, that's even more fun. But like I said, probably not too combat heavy anyway. But that's okay. I'd say in next week's episode, Dub, you'll be able to see the fruits of your labour as I completely mess up the rotations that you've so carefully designed for me, no doubt. Anyway, folks, we'll be right back very shortly after Dub has pulled his hair out trying to get me to figure this out and program it into the soul tree, and hopefully, if he's still with us, we'll be back very shortly. And here we are. After we've had the expert instruction from Dub, you're now staring at a couple of trees. Come on, Dub, be honest, that wasn't that painful, was it?
Oh, I know. I think I'm going to have to charge you for my services.
What, the fact that every step of the way I'm going, but why do you have to put that in there? What does it mean? How do I play it? You can imagine, folks, poor Dub's having to put up with that all the way through this. But thank you very, very much. I'm now the proud owner of a nice couple of souls here. First one is something we've named Group Heals, which is a very heal-specific chloro. And again, we won't go into it too much today, but certainly once we start doing more questing content in next week and thereafter, we'll certainly have a look at these. And in fact, Dub, seeing as we've got you here, I hear that you were saying to Tallahassee that you wouldn't mind doing, is it King's Breach? Is that right?
I think that was the next one you guys were up to.
Yeah, we haven't,
It is.
And I like that zone.
Now, yeah, well, gosh, Tallahassee, it's been a long time. Can you remember what was the last instance that we actually did, the last dungeon run? I can't remember.
I know it was in Scarlet Gorge, but I can't remember the name of it.
Here we are, Scarlet George. Well, again, that's been so long that neither of us hardly remember, so it's going to be good fun to do that. But Dub, would I be able to, my skill level aside, as in me as a player, but if I was to come along to King's Breach, would I be able to pop this Chloromancer and basically be a healer?
Yeah, you would fit into the support role that
on the Dungeon Finder
put into the groups.
What brings you here today?
Yeah. Or I think skill aside, that spec would be able to heal the dungeon.
Alright, that's good. Well, I mean, that's something we definitely need to try. And of course, the other one that I've got activated right now, you've gone and named Pyro Lock, because we've actually completely changed that up. It's now Pyromancer and Warlock, and I have lost a lot of the skills there, but gained a whole bunch of others. And there's a few tricks that you've tried to teach me there. You're going to have to watch the series to see if I've actually paid any attention to your instructions. But thank you for taking the time to do that, and I really look forward to, well, we're going to hit this one up, I'd definitely say, in the next episode as we go out and do some questing, and we'll see what that's like. You know what, Tallahassee, maybe this will help you. Maybe I'll burn things down a bit faster. If I can switch roles, some heals, we could go back to you doing tanking and me healing as well. We can have lots of fun with that, so I'm certainly looking forward to it, and thank you very much, by the way, for that, Dub. Now, if I wanted to share this with folk, Dub, is there some way I can easily do that so people can replicate this? Like, can I go somewhere online and enter this into a template and link it on the description for this episode or something?
Yeah, you sure can. There's a few sites that have the soul tree builders on them that people can go and test their, put in all their points and see what comes out.
Thank you for offering,
the one I've used is Zam's.
Scavenger hunt.
Oh, Zam. Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. We'll chat about that in a minute.
So I'll give you those links.
Yes, definitely. And let's throw them in the description. So there you go, folks. We'll be able to actually have them up there, and you can see what Dub has very graciously helped me build here if you're wanting to replicate it, if you're following along from home. So once again, thank you for that, mate, and I hope I do you proud by using them properly. But in the meantime, if I close my soul tree, oh my god, will you look at this? Here we are, we're out the front of Sanctum. You can see the familiar site there of, well, it's actually a little bit unfamiliar at the moment. Everything's changed up out here in the lower courtyard. For a start, Tallahassee, I'm assuming that this is all to do with the world event, but what are all these people with the purple, I mean, quests are green. Why do some of these folk have purple quest markers above their head?
That's because they're specific to the world event.
Ah, okay, so that's how you differ. Oh, that makes sense, of course. Look at that, folks. The world event is actually purple if we click on it. Now, Dub, you were saying when we got down here, by the way, and it's completely rearranged. It looks completely different to normal, and we love the way they do their events like this. It actually keeps things interesting. I mean, there's lots of corgis running around here, but you were saying that when they first opened up this event that it looked a little bit different than it does now. Is that right?
Yeah, it did. A little bit like you look different now.
Yeah.
And
you're a horrible man. I just want to say that. Tallahassee, are you going to stand there and let him do that?
I'm just going to sit on my horse and let him do that, to be honest.
Can you hear this, folks? I'm surrounded by support here. Yeah, thank you for that, Dub. But yeah, so apparently it looked a bit different.
Yeah, it was this green shrubbery you can see behind us. Was actually a labyrinth, a maze that all the event quest givers and so on were hiding in, and you had to wander around inside, which was quite cool, but it frustrated a lot of people.
The dog show?
Why? Why? Because it was hard to wander around.
Well, the wandering around was fine, but the camera would just bounce in and out and in and out and in and out.
Yep, of course, camera collision can always be a bit difficult to maintain and manage like that, so yeah, fair enough too. Alright, so in a nutshell though, why are there a whole bunch of corgis down here in Tallahassee? I'm guessing you don't know because neither of us have started this world event yet, but Dub, just very quickly, why are we looking at cute corgis all over the place? Is that to do with this event?
It is to do with this event. So they brought in this new thing for this event where people who'd been using the Ascend a Friend system actually get a couple of quests that no one else gets. And so if you have the little dog, then you get to participate in a dog show. And if you have the horse, the mount that you guys both have, there's a horse quest as well, a pony show.
Oh my lord! So it really is. It's almost like playing The Sims, then, isn't it? Seems so. They're definitely summertime events. So so is this the stage for the dog show or something? Is it?
Yep.
Okay, look at me. Do you think I'm going to win a beauty contest? I think not. Look, we're rapidly running out of time on our episode, but if somebody wants to start the world event quests, where do they need to go to? Like, who do they need to speak to? Alright. Shyla Starhath. Hey, Tallahassee, she looks familiar. Why does she look... Is it just the same character model, or have we actually seen this character somewhere else in the game?
We've spoken to her a few times.
Okay. I seem to remember her way back at the beginning. You know that very first town you come to, standing on a fountain? Would that be right? Is that where she is? Or her outfit looks familiar?
That was right.
Oh, there you go. See, I do pay attention sometimes. All right, let's have a chat to Shyla Starhath, or Starhath, see what she's got to say. All right, so the little scavenger hunt and the great scavenger hunt. Dub, how come there's a difference? Which one do I want to talk about first?
Well, let's start with the little one. You can progress.
Alright, let's have a look here. See what it says. The Little Scavenger Hunt Part 1. Summerfest is here, and it's my favourite time of the year, she says. Warm sunny days, cool breezes, there's nothing better. We've got a scavenger hunt planned for the Summerfest, and if you'd like to participate, find the Scavenger Taskmaster in each of the safer areas of Talara. Oh, so I'm guessing that means non-PvP areas, and help them with their tasks. Oh, lordy. When you have completed them all, come back to me and receive a prize. So, oh boy, so in other words, we have to travel to Freemarch, Silverwood, Stonefield, Gloamwood and Scarlet George, find the Taskmaster there, and presumably pick up bunches or singles of quests from them, do them, and then travel to the next zone, etc, etc. Dub, that sounds like it would take quite a long time.
Yeah, it does take a while. Some of it's just running around,
right.
And some of the actual hunts actually take a bit of effort.
Okay, alright. So it's basically heading there and doing quests for those NPCs and then going back again. So at the end of it here, though, we get ourselves a Summerfest friendship bracelet, and it says they're the rarest of tokens. Oh, so that's still a currency. Okay. And obviously the merit badges are currency as well. Now, I'm going to accept this quest. But Dub, if we wanted to actually spend these badges here, like where's the actual, like, you know, if we want to know whether or not this is worth doing, I mean, presumably there's some pretty nifty sort of prizes. Is there a vendor around that we can go to? I'm going to see if I can. Oh, I can't. I can't mount when I'm transformed. Hang on, I'm going to untransform. There we are. So where's the actual vendor for stuff so we can see what booty we can get around here?
Tallahassee's flaming horse is showing you the way.
Hello, flaming horse. Now this person doesn't have a label. That's weird. Only when I hover over them. Is that normal? That's bizarre. Anyway.
Maybe a little bit of a bug.
Yeah, okay. Very cool looking though. There we go. Ascended goods. And if we right click on that right here, so this is the stuff we can get with the currency that we'll earn from doing these Summerfest quests here. Oh my lord. You know what I've leapt straight to? The pet. There's a pet there called Twiddle. Summons a mini mordant companion pet, and that is 100 of the Summerfest merit badge. Oh my lord, that is exactly what I'm... Oh, look at this. There's costumes here. There's a helmet. Let's have a look at that. Oh, okay, that's a pretty scary looking helmet. Good lord. What else have we got here? A shamble stick. What's a shamble stick?
Dub, do you want to show him?
Yeah, what's a shamble stick?
I can't. It's a 30-minute cooldown.
Hang on.
It's so rude.
Is that something that turns me into a... Oh, hang on. Is that what you've been using?
Yep.
You are shocked. Did you hear that, folks? Did you hear that? He's been leading me up the garden path. You cheat. You rotten cheat. I'm going to get you back. You know what? The first thing I'm going to do if I get one is hunt you down like the dog you are and shamble you, you rotter. Here we go. We've got a jar of fireflies. Oh, I don't suppose you know what that one is, anybody?
It'll probably be a visual effect.
Ah, right, yeah.
Probably fireflies.
Yeah, good point, good point. What's this? Sayumi's treatise on self-tanning. Interesting. The how-to guide, I don't know what half of these are crazy. Look at this. Ginormous herbal supplements. We've got a tropical sunscreen. We've got take the form of a swarm of insects. We've got a bejeweled collar. Summer scarab. My lord, a cozy summer camp. Oh, look, I want all of these things. Look at this. We've got shoulders, gloves, boots as well. These are very, very... Okay, you know what? These are very cool rewards, and it looks to me like we need to get on working on this world event. But gosh, Tallahassee, I was hoping we'd be able to start that today, but I'm guessing that's something we're going to have to chip away at in the background, seeing as... Look at that. Freemarch, Silverwood, Stonefield, Gloamwood, and Scarlet Gorge. Now, by the way, Tallahassee, hang on, what's Freemarch? We haven't been there, have we?
No, we haven't, but it is a defined area.
Oh, God. Okay, so that's going to send us... Hang on. So they're going to send us in to do deliberate PvP. Dub, have you done all of these yet?
Yes, yep, I've done the whole thing.
So Freemarch?
The thing is, though, yeah, well, you're on a PvE server, and so unless you go into particular parts of places like Freemarch, players can't attack you.
Ah, okay.
And obviously you don't walk up to the other side's guards and army.
No, that's a very, very good point, actually. Although it'd be very interesting if we're on a PvP server. Good lord. Right, now, look, we've definitely run out of time, but before we head off, what are all these things here with the circles above their head? Are they all repeatable quests for the currency, I'm guessing? Would that be right?
Yep, they're all daily quests.
Stomp.
So there's fishing.
Oh, is it? Oh,
survivalists.
Hang on, where's the fishing one? Whoa. Got to see the fishing one. Oh, this is a great idea. So you can get merit badges. There we go, folks. 25 merit badges. And as Tallahassee said, that's a daily. So you can come here and do, what are there, like half a dozen different daily quests I can sort of spy around the general area here. And each one of them is giving us 25. So it's like at least 125 of these merit badges a day. So I'd say that you're not going to have too much trouble going to that vendor and buying some toys, which is very cool. But look at that, fish up summer sunfish near the summer sun plants around Oh man, I'm absolutely accepting that one. You guys know how much I love fishing. Got another fishing one here. here. What's this one say? Make summer sunfish lures. Oh, cool. Oh, definitely accepting that one. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to accept most of these dailies because they sound like fun. I really like dailies. I like it in all the other games that I play. What's this? Stomp bugs. That's cool because it just makes a bit of a change from, you know, from your normal questing. What's this? Cooking. I'm guessing it's a cooking. Make sunfish po' boys to feed yellow Summerfest. Now, Dub, I'll ask you because I'm presuming you know about this one. Do you have to be any kind of level for cooking, or can anyone do this?
No, I believe it adjusts to your level.
Ah, brilliant. Okay, we'll accept that.
I'm certainly not.
Well, I guess it would tell you
I'm
if
not a
you
max
tried to
level
accept
cooker
it.
or fisher.
Yeah, I hope so. Because
Yeah.
I just love doing stuff other than fighting sometimes. So cooking and fishing. Participate in the dog show. Stand in the spotlight on stage and summon courage. Oh, do you think that might be an interesting way to end this episode? Is that something that will happen immediately, or is it a timed event that I have to wait for, Dub? Do you know?
No, I think it'll be a good way to go out.
All right, let's get off my horse. Here we go. Now, Tallahassee, we know you love courage. We know it. So hang on, I'm going to summon courage first. Where are my pets? I can never find them. Where do I find my pets, Tallahassee?
Character sheet. Companions.
Sheet. Ah, there we go. Companions. All right, where's Courage? Come on, Courage. Out you come. There he is. Now, where's Tallahassee gone? There he is. Come on and say hello to Uncle Tallahassee. Come, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Give you. Oh, he's just running. Wait.
He's gonna jump.
Come back. No, you don't have to jump. Oh, he's jumped off the edge again. He has just gone. Now, what's this? Did you just earn an achievement there? So much fun I did it. So much fun I did it twice. Jump from the Sanctum and Silverwood side of the bridge to Sanctum and take no damage. Tallahassee, you are crazy. Did you know you were going to get that?
No.
I think that's the funniest thing I've seen all week. Oh, classic. Well, there you go. Twice in one episode. Dub, it doesn't look good, does it? I don't think our relationship's going. I mean, you know, Tallahassee, he likes to talk these things out. When we have relationship problems, he says, sit down, let's talk this out. I'll try and learn to love... No, of course he doesn't do that. He runs and jumps. Terrible. All right. Fine. I know how it is. If that's how you want to be, that's fine. We're going to talk to the Corgi Wrangler here, folks, and we're going to accept this quest, stand in the spotlight on the stage and summon courage. Oh, hang on. Right, well, hang on. I better actually unsummon him then. There we go. Say goodbye, courage. There you go. All right, there's the spotlight. Here we are. All right, so Dub, you've heard that if we stand in the spotlight like this, which I am, and then summon courage, so we'll do that, and hopefully he'll come and walk in. Here we go. Come on.
Maybe take a little step forward.
Alright, let's try a little step forward. Come on, Courage.
If you enjoyed the dog show, you should go participate in the pony show.
There we go. Nope, he's not wanting to behave. He's definitely in the spotlight now, there's no doubt about it. Well, let's try, we'll try one more time before we give up. We'll actually summon him here because we know he's going to be in the spotlight. There we go. Woo! Oh my lord, let's zoom out. Look at that. We've got fireworks and everything. Are you guys seeing that, or is it just me?
Yeah, I've seen the fireworks.
If you enjoyed the dog show, you
all right,
should go
that was pretty cool.
Pony show.
There we go. All right, now I've gone and put myself into walking mode, which is incredibly slow, but that's all right. We only need to go over here to the Corgi Wrangler. Here we go. Hello, and I think hopefully I'm going to get my first, there we are, a Summerfest bracelet, and we'll finish that off, plus a bunch of gold and XP. Now, they were talking about the pony show as well, which we won't do just now, but Dub, if I want to do that, whereabouts is the pony? Where would I go to do that one?
No, that begins out in Silverwood.
Oh, it's a different zone altogether. There we go. Never mind. Now we're going to leave courage out. Now you're not going to run away on us. I can't believe you got an achievement for that, Tallahassee. There's something wrong with the game, definitely. There we go, folks. We're way over time, so we do need to head off. Of course, it's a bit impossible to show you all of these quests here because it's going to take so very long to do it. But I hope that helps you guys. You need to come down here to the courtyard in Sanctum, and you can pick up all of these. Make sure you do the dailies, by the way, and that way you'll get lots and lots of currency, so you can go to the shop there and buy all those amazing goodies. And of course, just have fun all around. And of course, if you've got Corgi, make sure you do the dog show and the pony show if you've got this steed as well. So there you go, some nice little extra rewards. Remind us again, by the way, Dub, before we head away, where did you get your crazy looking steampunk spider from?
That was from the last world event.
Ah, okay, so there you go. World events are definitely worth
and it's
doing.
Still available.
What, can you still buy it?
You can still buy it, you need the currency though.
Ah, okay.
But it is still on the vendor.
Oh, there you go, and that's always nice of Rift to do that, by the way. Alright, Tallahassee, well, I think we're all set up. I mean, are you going to be doing some of these Summerfest quests in our off time?
I will, probably not on Tallahassee.
There you go, good stuff. See if we can get ourselves some toys. I might even join you on it. There you go. Alright, well, as long as Tallahassee doesn't go and run off any more cliffs in between now and next week, you'll definitely see us next week where we get back to doing some questing. And then I think, Dub, if you don't mind, it'd be great if we could organise yourself and perhaps some fine members of the Seraphim Guild come along and help us do a bit of a run through King's Breach. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Alright, there we are, folks. I certainly hope you enjoyed this episode. My thanks to Dub and Tallahassee, as always, for coming along and helping us out today. Hope you guys get to have some fun here in the world event of Summerfest. And of course, certainly hope you'll come and join us in the next episode. But in the meantime, on behalf of myself, Sambo, Seraphis, Dub, and Tallahassee here, it's us saying take care. Hope you guys are having a great day wherever in the world you are. I do look forward to seeing you next time. We will see you then, and bye-bye.